Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing, Inc.
Union signs off on a new wage deal. Our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Wednesday, October 24. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Ricardo Roberts. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The Education Ministry and the Guyana Teachers Union signed off on a new wages deal on Wednesday afternoon, 2 weeks after reaching agreement on increased salaries. The agreement will see teachers getting a 12% increase on their salaries for 2016 and an 8% increase for 2018. They had already received an 8% increase for 2017. The agreement also covers several benefits, including 100 duty-free concessions for vehicles for qualifying head teachers, deputy head teachers, and senior mistresses and masters, along with heads of department. And scholarships will also be made available annually to 30 teachers. Chief Education Officer Marcel Hudson welcomed the agreement and says it is the result of the two sides meeting at the table and coming up with cohesive agreements that moved the process forward. Now, GTU President Mark Light says although the union did not get all that it was hoping for, it is still pleased with the agreement and looks forward to the negotiations for next year. The union was initially requesting 40% increase on their salary. At the beginning of this school year, teachers stayed out of the classrooms during strike action that forced the two sides to several meetings that culminated when the arbitration process was set to begin. A United States federal judge has set June 24th next year as the date for the start of the corruption trial of former Barbados Government Minister Donville Innes, who has pleaded not guilty to money laundering charges. Judge Kiyo Matsumoto made the ruling as Innes made his third court appearance on Tuesday. The 52-year-old former Minister of Commerce was arrested on August 3 in Tampa, Florida, and charged with 1 count of conspiracy and launder money and 2 counts of money laundering. Now, the indictment alleges that in 2015 and 2016, the then minister took part in a scheme to launder into the United States approximately $36,000 in bribes he received from high-level executives of a Barbadian insurance company, which was not named in the indictment. Now, prosecutors alleged that Innes used his position as a government minister to help the insurance company secure 2 Barbados government contracts, and that he concealed the nature of the bribes by receiving them through a dental company and a bank located in Elmont, New York, under the guise of payments for consulting services. His attorney, Garnet Sullivan, says he's confident of victory, saying that the evidence turned over thus far by prosecutors does not prove the charges, especially as it relates to the bribery which allegedly occurred in Barbados. If convicted, Innes could be fined $500,000 and spend 20 years in jail. The Belize government has blanked the opposition's call for complete legalization of marijuana, and it has described as simplistic, ignorant and downright dangerous the sudden position adopted by the People's United Party on the issue. Opposition leader John Briceño, in his weekly address on television, said that 32 countries worldwide already have some form of legalized marijuana use, and he suggested that Belize should follow suit.
32 countries worldwide already have some legalized form of marijuana use. This is big news, for it provides an opportunity for the creation of a new industry in Belize. Now, before I get into trouble, let me say this. I know there are some people who become uncomfortable because they feel we should not have decriminalized the use of marijuana in the first place. As a country with a struggling economy, we have to open our eyes to every opportunity that can create jobs for our people. To grow, we have to look for new and innovative industries that will allow for Belizeans to work and earn a decent living. Today, the legal marijuana industry worldwide is a $144 billion industry. Think about it. Something we burn and destroy every chance we get could earn us in the millions if we could only put the proper mechanism in place to develop it legally.
Police in St. Lucia say they are investigating a possible human trafficking case after a Venezuelan teenager who had been reported missing in neighboring Martinique was rescued last weekend. The unidentified 16-year-old female who had been resident in Martinique is reported to have run to a stranger and begged for help, saying that she had been kidnapped and sexually abused. Sources say the partially naked woman said she was sedated by her captors and brought to St. Lucia. The woman who rescued the teenager gave her a meal and some clothing and later handed her over to the Criminal Investigations Department of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force. Trinidad and Tobago's National Security Minister and Communications Minister Stuart Young has denied there has been confirmed leptospirosis or deaths following flooding in the Twin Island Republic. He sought to make that clear at a press conference on Wednesday following social media reports to the contrary. Young said while there may be leptospirosis cases in the future as flooding increases, less leptospirosis risk, that's not the case at the moment.
Again, there are no confirmed reports of leptospirosis. There are certainly no deaths that have occurred as a result of that. There are a number of videos that are circulating on social media. I am informed that those are aged videos that may have been incidents that took place last year or even before. At this stage, we have no confirmed reports. That I would be surprised if it doesn't change, that persons don't contract leptospirosis because of the level of the floodwaters that we have been dealing with and how widespread it has been, but I'm hoping it stays that way. Certainly any suggestions there have been any fatalities as a result of it, or there are persons currently warded. At this stage, again, the Ministry of Health has put out a media release saying that that is simply not true.
You're watching Caribbean Newsline. Stay with us. We have much more news after this.
Barbados, renowned for its pristine beachfront and fantastic weather, continues to leave quite an impression on newcomers to the island and returning visitors. The Caribbean island, quite popular as a vacation hotspot, is not only beautiful due to its natural aesthetics. The island of Barbados continues to grow in popularity because of unique connections developed with our people, our culture. We can't wait to welcome you.
Yeah, luggage is overweight. Yeah, luggage is overweight. How much I must pay?
No, you can't do it like that. You'll have to take some of the things out of the suitcases and put in a box or something.
You know, you're a wicked woman. A wicked fat woman.
Do you want a boxer?
Box me, no? You think say you're helping me strike me? Try a box.
Barbados, it's time to laugh again. Get yourselves ready for the Caribbean's funniest men and women. Fast Promotions annual Caribbean Comedy Explosion. Saturday, October 27th, Sir Garfield Sobers Gymnasium, 8 p.m. Get your early bird tickets now and pay $60 before all are sold out at ticketlinks.com. All Ticket Links outlets nationwide. Jeans Inc. Sheraton, CS Pharmacy, Rubis Waldy, and Eddie Supermarket, Spicetown.
I come in here as a loner. I know you spot me from far.
Let's take it! Oh, Dr.
Continuing in Guyana, the Alliance for Change, AFC, is welcoming a High Court ruling that dismissed a case brought by its political rival, the People's Progressive Party, over the backers list for the AFC. The case was filed by the PPP, claiming that a number of people were misled by the AFC into offering support for its list of candidates for the upcoming local government elections. The PPP wanted the names to be removed from the list. But after receiving a police report and statements, Justice Navendra Singh indicated there was no evidence of fraud, trickery or threat. He dismissed the matter, noting that there was no basis to ask the Chief Elections Officer, Keith Lowenfield, to strike out the names of the nominators from the AFC's list of candidates. But the PPP, in a statement, claims that there were irregularities in the police report submitted to the court. We get more in this newsroom report.
The High Court, in a Tuesday afternoon ruling handed down by Justice Navendra Singh, ordered the Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM, not to strike off alleged fraudulent names from the AFC's local government election list. According to AFC's member Michael Leonard, the dismissal of the case, which targeted the Bloomfield WIM local authority area, is welcomed but not unexpected. He said the PPP's claims of fraud against its candidates and supporters are ironic, particularly since the PPP itself was forced to pull out of the Wakenham area where fraud was discovered after fake and dead persons' names found its way onto the list.
The AFC will continue to conduct a decent and honorable campaign, as is our commitment, but we are unafraid of the disgusting and abominable attacks by the PPP. Hostile politics and trickery are par for the course for the PPP. We remind our candidates across the country to remain focused on the issues and to continue running a clean campaign. It is clear that the PPP is gravely afraid of being resoundingly defeated in the 2018 local government elections and also in the 2020 general elections.
According to the AFC's proportional representation candidate in the upcoming local government election, the AFC intends to conduct a decent and respectful campaign and wants its supporters to remain focused. Meanwhile, according to a statement released by the PPP, a police report submitted to Justice Navendra Singh in the High Court in Berbice totally misrepresented what the residents of the WIM Bloomfield local authority area claimed they told the police during interviews that were supposed to be used to compile that report. The judge had ordered the police report into allegations made by over 50 persons that their names were procured by misrepresentation and trickery and lists supporting AFC candidates. The PPP said those persons who were present in court explained after the court hearing that the report did not accurately reflect what they said to police officers who interviewed them. The opposition party said this was confirmed by officials of the PPPC who were present when these interviews were conducted by the police. To this end, it believes undoubtedly that the police investigation and the ensuing report were perverted by and contaminated with political interference.
And in this week's Newsline Business takes us to Barbados, where the Central Bank and the Financial Services Commission have collaborated on an initiative to assist business in the island. The Central Bank and the Financial Services Commission, FSCC, they have collaborated to establish a framework for the regulatory sandbox, which will provide regulatory clarity for businesses offering viable and new financial technology products, services and solutions. In a statement announcing the initiative, the institutions said the framework provides the parameters for businesses to test their offerings in a controlled environment. In a sandbox, the innovative product, service, business model or delivery mechanism is observed and tested within a restricted space that protects both consumers and the financial system from undue risk. A regulatory review panel will oversee the operations of the regulatory sandbox. The Central Bank and FSC said the panel will seek out special technical advice as needed and will, among other responsibilities, determine the regulatory issues for consideration during the sandbox, set the time frame of the sandbox, and recommend to the respective applicant what should happen afterwards. Now, to be eligible for participation in the sandbox, applicants must show the panel that their products or services do not easily fall under any existing legislation, or they must be proposing to use an unproven technology to carry out the regulatory activity or the regulated activity, and they must process adequate financial and human resources to mitigate and control any potential risks and losses to consumers and the financial system. Now, at the end of the exercise, the panel will produce a report that assesses how the activity in the sandbox performed and identifies any new or emerging regulatory issues. The partnering institutions said they are delighted to break new ground in the Caribbean with the launch of the regulatory sandbox to promote safe innovation that benefits consumers. And ahead in Newsline Sport, the second ODI between the West Indies and India end in a tie. The details after the break.
This hurricane tip comes to you compliments the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency and the Caribbean Media Corporation. Be prepared. Take photos of important documents and secure them in waterproof containers or bags.
Dominica's World Creole Music Festival in 2018, October 26, 27, 28 at the Windsor Park Stadium in the capital city, Roseau. 3 nights, over 8 genres, 40 years of independence, 1 location, Dominica, the 20th edition of Dominica's World Creole Music Festival. For more information, like our Facebook page, Dominica Festivals. Visit our website, www.dominicafestivals.com for all travel, accommodation, and ticketing details. My love, my home, my Dominica. Building a resilient nation. See you there! Proudly sponsored by the Government of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority.
Shower in the morning, shower in the evening, or take a fresh at night. Enjoy a warm shower with Solar Dynamics, you feel alright. Comfort, safety, temperature guaranteed. Long service, fulfilling your every need. Take a shower in comfort and no more upstream water touch you. Solar Dynamics is the best for you. Save on electricity, be environmentally friendly. Solar Dynamics is the one for you.
Shea Hope struck his second one-day international 100 as West Indies and India played to a thrilling tie in the second match of the 5-match series on Wednesday. Asked to chase 322 for victory at the ACA VDCA Cricket Stadium, West Indies came up just short after requiring 14 from the final over. Now the visitors needed 5 from the last ball for victory, and right-handed Hope sliced speedster Umesh Yadav to the point boundary to ensure the scores finished level. Left-arm spinner Kuldeep Yadav was the best bowler with 3 for 67. Earlier, captain Virat Kohli struck a magnificent unbeaten 157 as India piled 321 for 6 off their 50 overs after opting to bat first. Here's a look at the final session of the second ODI.
All down to the last 6 balls of the match. Oh, well done. Pinpoint up here at the first one. It's a dot ball. Ashley Nurse on strike. He won't mind it. 13 needed from 5. Oh, there you go. Got a feel for the bowler. Why change the line? The first ball was a beauty. Changes the field, goes middle and leg. I know the batsman not hit this for runs. But after that first ball, why would you change the field and the tactic? Ashley Nurse wants the second. He's mistimed it. Hope comes back for the second. Very smart. Hope has got West Indies on the threshold of a win. He wants Nurse to take more of the strike and perhaps hit the winning runs. 7 from 3. Midoff's gone back again. Oh, well done. Oh, third man there. Will take the catch. Yes! Ashley Nurse is gone. More importantly, it's a dot ball. The umpires might check a lot of things. But for the moment, it looks like India have got a wicket.
Good catch, under pressure. But the important thing is a dot ball, but had the batsman crossed over, which will then mean the set batsman, the Centurion, Shea Hope, will be on strike. It's got the match interesting, Ashley Nurse, 3:15 for 7.
Long on, long off. Fine leg inside the circle. Does well. Could be one. They'll come back for the second. Manish Pandey's throw. They'll make it. That's 2 runs. So 5 needed of the last ball. Goes full. Cracks it. Oh, and that's gone for 4. Yes, it's gone through the hands of the point fielder, and this is a tie. What a shot. Shai Hope, the man. 123 not out. Few smiles appearing. It's not sheer delight for India. They wanted to win it. West Indies as well, not celebrating, but they should be very, very proud of their performance.
And despite the valiant effort from Hope, the Barbadian batsman said he was disappointed they couldn't get over the line.
It's disappointed that we didn't get the win. We fought very hard throughout the entire game, and just a bit disappointing. We said we lost wickets at crucial stages, especially Jason there, who I believe would have just walked it home. But that's the key when games come down so tight. You got to make sure you have wickets in hand and someone that can finish the game.
Still in cricket now, surprise semi-finalists, combined campuses and colleges Marooners will have the unfortunate task of facing tournament favourites Trinidad and Tobago Red Force in order to reach the regional Super 50 final. The Marooners, led by inspirational captain Carlos Brathwaite, defeated Leeward Islands Hurricanes in the final preliminary round match on Monday night to top Group B with 26 points. This ensured them a clash with Red Force, who ended second in a Group A with 27 points. Now, the two teams face off at Kensington Oval on Thursday at 2 p.m. in the first semi-final. On Friday, second day night semi-final, Guyana Jaguars will take on Jamaica Scorpions in what is expected to be an evenly contested affair, also at Kensington Oval. Jaguars finished top of the Group A on 29 points, while Scorpions were second in Group B on 26. The final is carded for 11:30 a.m. at the same venue on Sunday. Switching sports now, Youth Olympics medalist Julian Alfred returned to her native St. Lucia as a national hero after she captured the island's first ever silver in the 100 meters in Argentina. Ryan O'Brien reports.
Youth Olympic Games women's 100-meter silver medalist Julian Alfred returned home over the weekend to a hero's welcome put on by the St. Lucia Olympic Committee Incorporated and the Department of Youth Development and Sports. Alfred and the other members of the team were met on the tarmac of the Huanora International Airport before a welcome ceremony took place at the airport lounge. Minister responsible for Youth Development and Sports, the Honorable Edmund Estefan, who was in Argentina to witness Alfred's performance, said he saw a great team spirit at the Games.
In Argentina, we had a team representing St. Lucia. This is what you call a team. You know, there was unity, there was encouragement, there was just this inner spirit, there was togetherness. And I commend the coaches and Chef de Mission, Chef de Mission, you know, for a job well done.
Acting Prime Minister, the Honorable Leonard Mortut, was also present at the welcome and emphasized the magnitude of Alfred's success.
Your accomplishment, Ms. Alfred, is a national achievement. And I would like to say that for us as a nation, we are very proud of you. We are also very proud of the performance of the other team members and what we are hearing here today. While the rest of you did not medal, but you gave of your best and your performances were outstanding.
Vice President of the St. Lucia Olympic Committee Incorporated, Lyndon Cooper, disclosed that the SLOC will continue to support athletes in a quest to bring more medals to the nation.
We have always pledged our commitment to the continuous development of the athletes. We must admit that sometime in 2016, when the president of the Olympic Committee held her annual general meeting, she indicated that she wants to see more athletes stepping up on the platform, and it was her intention, she said, that she was going to put the necessary resources into those athletes.
The welcome for Alfred and the Youth Olympic Games contingent culminated with a reception at Government House.
And that's for sports. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Caribbean Newsline is brought to you by the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc.
Come and experience exceptional fun. Meet amazing people. Enjoy fantastic food and rock the nights away to world-class music at the 23rd Annual St. Kitts Music Festival. 3 nights of musical entertainment from the 27th to the 29th of June 2019. Book now and save the date. For more information, log on to stkittsmusicfestival.net. St. Kitts Music Festival, an experience like no other.
Their history have won the Women's ICC World T20 title.
Again, the major developments of this day: Guyana's Teachers Union and Education Ministry signed off on a new wage deal. And in sport, West Indies and India play off to a thrilling tie in the second ODI of their 5-match series. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sport round the clock, log on to CarnaNews.com. For more of our programming, log on to CaribVision.tv and subscribe to CaribVision's YouTube channel. We'll be back here again tomorrow, but from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a good night.